And we are live.
Yes, we are.
Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of Crypto episode 254. Today is Monday, September 24th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish.
You know it.
New Legacy, good morning. Madam Crypto, hola. John Siebert, Malik, what's going on, warriors? How are you?
What's going on?
Milto, hello. All right, Professor Zay, I like that.
Like Keep it going.
Like an X-Man.
Speak it into existence.
All right. What for the free Satoshis last week, who won?
Oh yeah. So our winner for the free Satoshis was Bruno Beckluft. New winner we have. Thank you for your comment in response to our question about the flippening between Ripple and Ethereum from last week. We stated, it was very short-lived, but by the end of the year, who do you think could be second or even first above Bitcoin as far as market cap? He actually stated he thinks Ethereum will have the number one spot.
Number one? Numero uno?
Just for the gall to think that Ethereum will go number one. I had to give him the winner just because, like I said, if Ethereum actually does end up number one at the end of this year, that will be some amazing growth.
Right.
His reasoning was good as far as long term, as far as the partnerships they have, all the applications that are being built on it.
The applications getting built.
It's very new. It's one of those things where people are just being introduced to it, maybe for the first time this year. It's only been around 3 years, so good to see there as far as comments go. And we already sent those free Satoshis.
Thank you for those comments.
Thank you.
What's interesting about that is he did have a really good point as far as the applications, because it's a race right now. Whether it's Ethereum, Neo, whatever blockchain you're following, or whoever has that first killer app, the Google of apps, then that whatever chain it is going to take a lot of market share overnight.
Oh yeah.
And all it takes is one. It takes is one project. So if one Ethereum project does blow up, then
oh yeah. There's some 16-year-old kid coding his face away right now.
Right.
That's building the next Google or Amazon. Just don't know it yet. It'll take some time though.
There we go. All right, not many articles today, so we found a few interesting ones. Starting off, U.S. Congressman to introduce bills supporting blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. If you've been around the crypto block for a while, this is probably not totally true, but U.S. Representative Tom Emmer, Republican out of Minnesota, is planning to introduce 3 bills to support blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. According to a press release published September 21st, the 3 upcoming bills are entitled Resolution Supporting Digital Currencies and Blockchain Technology, the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, and the Safe Harbor for Taxpayers with Forked Assets Act.
Oh, yeah.
Again, 3 acts that mean nothing. Just keep your crypto to yourself. But I will say it's pretty interesting that especially a Republican, a representative in Congress is trying to introduce 3 bills around the same time of elections. So I don't know if they're looking for that blockchain stimulus package or not, but it would certainly kind of seem so for them to do it. It's not the best time to introduce new bills of this type into government. Looks like the bills would prompt the federal government to provide a, quote, simple legal environment and, quote, and restrict fines against individuals who report forked digital assets until the IRS presents formal guidance on the appropriate means of reporting. So they want to fine you even though there isn't a appropriate means of reporting. According to Emmer, quote, taxpayers can only comply with the law when the law is clear, end quote. He basically said the U.S. needs to prioritize accelerating this development of the blockchain tech, basically so they can have a reason to tax people. I'm adding that in.
Yeah, I mean,
he said so we have a reason to introduce these bills.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all one big game. And honestly, my favorite one of these bills was Safe Harbor for Taxpayers with Forked Assets Act. Right. Simply because that's one of the main points of taxation and regulation we've discussed is what happens when you fork off a coin and that coin actually has its own value, because we've seen that plenty of times with large market cap assets. One of the biggest things I've always wondered when you fork these assets is what happens from a taxpayer standpoint, depending on when it's forked, depending on what happens with that chain. I mean, who knows? Basically, we've said before, these people who try to make these rules, they're going down a wormhole they are never going to come out of. Right. I mean, as soon as you come up with a bill, just introduce this bill for forked assets, somebody's coming up with a new way to do an airdrop or to give away free tokens. I mean, it's so much.
We're not going to let you keep robbing us.
Yeah, exactly.
Our parents might have took it, but we won't.
Yeah, and the worst part is people like this think they're helping. Like
right.
they really think it's like
it's called the safe harbor.
Yeah, I need a legal framework so people know what to do with taxes. It's very simple what to do when it comes to taxing technology. If you change it to fiat, you pay something. If you don't, you don't. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. And honestly, even that is kind of convoluted.
I would say, yeah.
Because, I mean, just the exchange of software for money, because it is profitable, is not a reason to all of a sudden start to say, oh, yeah, we definitely need the caucus to come together and meet and get this regulatory stuff in place so people have a clear picture. If you watch us or if you watch enough people, there's a clear picture. This is what freedom's supposed to be,
right.
And you are stifling it by basically saying you're trying to help. We don't need your help that much.
I mean, I'd rather the government just come out and just be real. Say, you know what? Any transaction ever, like any transaction period, from now until eternity, we're going to tax it.
Yeah.
I don't care if, you know what I mean? If you give somebody a ride, and they pay you, I don't know, they pay you in some coaching for 30 minutes. We're taxing it. Like, just go ahead and say we're taxing any transaction you can think of, because at the end of the day, this, again, people, this is theft right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
They had no clue. I mean, they still don't know what a fork is. That's why it isn't in the regulation yet. So you have this technology as Bitcoins, they say. You have forks, hard forks, whatever. They don't have any clue what it is. They're just learning about it because somebody that works for them probably watched this and was like, hey, you realize we're not taxing the whole thing when we go in there. But it's just one of those things where something that literally didn't even exist yesterday, they are coming up with a way to tax it today without rhyme or reason. They're just saying we need to regulate and tax this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Again, if this is the type of stuff you're going for, I mean, hey, again, that's good with you.
It's going to be a 10-year, 20-year battle if you keep going through this.
I'd rather just keep building the militia. All right, but hey, you do you.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
good luck hiring enough people to find all of these digital assets that need to be taxed.
Right, that's another thing.
I don't know how you're going to attach a wallet to every single person in every single country with every transaction, because usually whenever you have a transaction at a store or at an online place, you basically show what you pay for and how much you paid. With Bitcoin, you can track the movement of the money, but you don't know what they paid for. You don't know who it was sent to. Could be a gift. I mean, you could basically say every single thing you received is gift. And I mean, who knows how far down this wormhole you could go. But like I said, I've been deep in this wormhole for 5 years on the crypto side. So from the regulation side, you got to at least double that, because you got to find everything. From a crypto standpoint, you can focus on one or two things and be good. From a regulation standpoint, you got to find all the mining. You gotta find all the trading. You gotta find all the airdrops. All the this. Man, this is one of those wasted taxpayer.
I was about to circle back around again. That's the issue with this, people.
Let it go.
When you see this, they're using our money to finance these meetings, these committees, and all this stuff. They're using our money for that. So again, if you don't agree with this stuff, then you need to get on the phone or going down to your local congressional, whoever it is, representative in your neighborhood, your region, and let them know, because I mean, this is ridiculous. We're going to use your money to figure out ways to take more money from you.
Yeah, dirty game, man. It's a dirty game, man. Oh yeah, shout out to Milto.
Super fun.
Make sure you smash that like and share button.
There we go.
Oh yeah, only takes a second out your day.
This was a very cool story right here. Bitcoin mining pool, Ant Pool, to sponsor NBA's Houston Rockets.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is big news. I mean, the everything's in the title itself. We were talking about this earlier. We know the Houston Rockets have a strong relationship with China ever since Yao Ming played for them.
Shout out to Yao.
Shout out to Yao. Great job representing your country.
Thank goodness.
Since then, if you ever look at Rockets games and stuff on ESPN, you will see all types of Chinese writing on the hoops, not the backboard, but the mesh padding on the floor. Everywhere is Chinese writing. So China has already invested in and around the Houston Rockets, but look like I said, Bitmain's Ant Pool has decided to do it as well. What's going on with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, it seems as though companies that have invested in mining, like Bitmain, they are starting to recognize the writing on the wall. We have enough money where we can sponsor professional football, basketball, baseball teams. We've already seen the Sacramento Kings have started accepting Bitcoin for payments for their merchandise. And I believe Dallas was looking at doing the same thing. Houston is so big, or the Rockets are so big in China, anything China's associated with, of course, which is Bitcoin, they have a hand in the endorsement. So it's good to see that there are companies that are in the Bitcoin space that are doing this. We've seen this with the Bitcoin Bowl. We've seen Bitcoin companies sponsor college football. So, I mean, the word is out. I mean, it's not a secret anymore. These companies are billion-dollar companies. And honestly, if they're going to get a big, representation, they have to do stuff like this. They have to sponsor big teams. They have to get their name out there. But yeah, it's good for the space, and it shows legitimacy. Anybody who tries to tell you Bitcoin companies aren't real, they are sponsoring NBA teams now. So it's just more
mainstream adoption.
More mainstream adoption. Yep.
And that's the biggest thing. Again, Antpool is a private company, so good for them. But it's just the fact that, yes, this is now, as Bitcoin said, Zay said, is making it legitimate. These companies have, again, we talk about CZ with Binance, Coinbase. Like, there are multiple unicorn companies in the cryptocurrency space in the last 2 or 3 years, probably than it's been in the last decade on the traditional market.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you do not see that every day. It just doesn't happen. So the fact that now they're doing NBA teams, as you said, they're doing football. They're doing football with soccer clubs out there. It's going to get to the point where you literally can't turn away. You can't turn away. You can't turn it down. I mean, I think the next step eventually is going to be with one of these billionaire cryptocurrency innovators or entrepreneurs actually buys a team. And say, you know what, I'm going to buy it with Bitcoin. I'm going to buy it with whatever coin you decide. Brad might be like, hey, you can have all this Ripple. I'm going to go ahead and get this team. But seriously,
the CZ Rockets.
Right. That's going to be the next step, is when one of these companies finally, when one of these entrepreneurs finally get bored enough to say, you know what, I just want to buy a team. In fact, I want to buy 3. I want to buy an NBA, NFL, and a soccer club this Saturday, and they do it.
Yeah, I can't wait for the first half-court shots for crypto. It's gonna be
wow,
half-court shot for half a Bitcoin.
Huge,
man. You're gonna be people like, hold up, for what? What is it? And then you have a whole crowd of people gonna look up what Bitcoin is. I can't wait for that. And if you see that, you know where you heard it first.
There you go. I mean, that actually is the first. I've never heard that one before. So that's good. Crypto-funded web browser Brave sees phenomenal growth as Google shreds privacy policy.
Shout out to Brave.
There we go.
Yeah. Be brave.
There we go. All right. What's going on with Google, and how and why is Brave responding? What's going on?
Well, we all knew Google was the feds for a while now.
Right.
They've been working with them boys. If you had a user login with Google, you had to opt in before, meaning you had to give your permission for them to use your data. However, now that option is gone. You have no option. You are a part of your browser, basically. No matter what you do, it is a part of your profile because it forces you to log in, which has made some of the hardcore people who have stuck with Google Chrome through all the years, even they're starting to leave. I mean, in the tech community, there was just an outpouring of hundreds of people I saw. It's like, I'm moving to Brave, I'm going to Firefox. This is ridiculous. And this is what we mean by a big company is going to eat themselves. They can only do what they've known to do. Yeah, exactly. And whenever you have to give away free data or give away people's free information as data, you basically shoot yourself in the foot, because once people understand it and start to realize it, all that happens is they start to shift to something that's more private with way less ads. Brave actually shows you how much time it saves you. So it's good to see there. And since Brave has hit over 4 million users, it's already moving, people. Like, if you haven't heard of it, doesn't use it, hey man, it's already moving. They're just waiting for you to join along once people can understand how your privacy actually impacts you. Because, like we said, Google is taking your information and just giving it away for billions of dollars. This is how they stay in business. And the BAT token that they use for Brave is actually gaining a lot of traction as well. So good to see from Brave. They have partnerships with Civic. They have, like we said, the BAT token, and with collaborators and different people who do influencers or whatnot, building that platform. This is good. This is what we call organic growth in the face of a industrial monster, which is Google. Google seems like a company that couldn't go anywhere, but back in the day, so did Netscape.
That's true.
Hey, it happens. So Google, they're either gonna have to adjust their own business, or people are gonna just switch over to Brave or Firefox, because that's ridiculous.
You know why? It's because, let me see if I can get this song playing for everybody. Can I get it? There we go. Who's heard this before?
Take it. Let them know.
We're not going to take it, people. All right. Our parents took it. Our grandparents took it. Fight back.
Be
you
brave.
Cannot let. Be brave. There we go. Stop letting these big companies, countries, and regulators just dictate your life. You don't need it.
I think of Dave Chappelle.
Right, I was actually thinking about Dave Chappelle.
Take it.
We're not going to take people. Don't take it, all right?
Become that angry teenager that was rebellious.
Right? What happened to your fight?
Yeah, I mean, I know bills and kids and life gets in the way, but just remember that 16-year-old that hated everything.
Right.
You couldn't express yourself properly, but now you have the tools to do it. So just remember that, and everything that you're using now is using your data. So
there it is.
Get back to that mode and make sure you can actually keep your privacy.
It literally just takes an extra 10 or 15 minutes of work, people, to sidestep a lot of these services. You know, I've actually started using DuckDuckGo full time now on my cell phone and stuff, and I love it. So it doesn't take a lot to sidestep these services, and there's new services and new markets emerging on a daily basis that identify those needs for consumers, saying, hey, we know you're tired of the Googles selling all your content, or Facebook. We see all this stuff, and they're creating new things. So it's a long process, but it literally takes 10 or 15 minutes of your time to say, all right, how can I sidestep? Or not.
Yeah.
Whatever. But don't be the one complaining when, you find out your Social Security number's been stolen because of some type of, third-party hack who Google or one of these big companies is giving all your private information to. And then the government's there to tax you because technically that's a transaction. Brazil's biggest brokerage processes Bitcoin trades. Government is supportive.
Oh, word.
Looks like Grupo XP, the largest independent brokerage in Brazil, has publicly released its plans to launch a Bitcoin and Ethereum trading platform by the end of 2018. Woo! You got 3 months. What's going on there?
Well, this is an example of, if you are brave, if you say we're not going to take it, if you demand that certain products be offered in your country, this is what happens. Because in an official announcement, Grupo XP, which is the company that is offering these products, the CEO actually emphasized he is personally not a fan of cryptocurrencies as a store of value and consensus currency, but he stated that the company feels obligated to start advancing in the market because, similar to banks, investment firms are required to meet the demands and needs of their clients.
It's not about you.
We keep telling y'all, people, they don't have any type of business plan outside of what the people demand. If you demand it, if you're in their face constantly, if you're constantly saying, I mean, I remember a time where banks never mentioned cryptocurrencies ever. And it was like, why would we? Right. But it was in their face too much. They kept seeing news about it. They kept seeing people asking about crypto products. They kept seeing the gains on the trading side. They started seeing the development on the blockchain side. They didn't have a choice. And this is what we're starting to see in countries like Brazil. The CEO doesn't even like crypto, but he's doing it because he understands, if I want to last as a business, which is the tipping point for me, I believe, or for any industry, is when people don't even like it, but they have no choice but to conform. That's what we're experiencing. As people, there's people that hate Facebook, can't stay off of it.
Right.
Hate Instagram, Twitter, can't stay off of it. Google, there's another big one, can't stay off of it. Everybody has a Gmail. So when companies start to have to do that, that's when you start to see the changing of the guard. Like, we don't even want to do this, but hey, we're going to lose all our customers if we don't. So why not?
But and you know what? And he's quoted here as saying, I must confess, this is a theme I rather didn't exist, but it does. We felt obliged to start advancing in this market. This is what is wrong with the world. Why do you rather not exist? Yeah. Like, that's what I understand. Where's the hate for cryptocurrency coming from?
Oh, you know.
I mean, I know, but you know what I mean? It's one of those things where, I mean, we live in a sad world. When you hate new technology, I hate, even with people who hate the Instagram or hate whatever, Snapchat, you hate new technology. You need to focus on getting your money up and doing what you do in the world. Because if you're hating new technology, there's something internally or something wrong going on in your circle, not the tech.
Hey, man, yeah. Like I said, a lot of these rich people who believe that their money is safe, in a safe haven.
Well, that's why, of course, that's why they really hate it.
Hey, man, once they can figure out they can hide money from their wife in crypto, I can guarantee you the flood is really going to start coming in. Right. Because most of them, that's really all they're trying to do is hide money from whoever. But, in Brazil, like we said before, they are trying to re-stabilize their economy. And one of the biggest ways long-term going forward is going to be cryptocurrencies. Even if you don't believe in it like this CEO, you have to understand that Pandora's box has been opened. We're not going backwards. If you really, truly in your heart of hearts believe crypto is going to go away forever, then you're one of those people that have not read enough and don't understand how the world is changing. Technology changes everything, and crypto is just, offset of that. So good to see in Brazil, and I'm sure we will see this in other countries as well. CEOs shaking their head at the podium like, I don't even really care about this, but we had to do it Jamie Dimon style. So
just imagine what's going to happen when we get a good company in there, you know, one that's already established or whatever, or at least has the infrastructure, and they say, you know what, we like this new technology, we support it, we want to help more consumers get involved in it. Oversight. Yeah. Instead, you have the companies right now who are acting like they're not involved, Jamie Dimon, as you said, and actually are, or you have the companies like this one who are saying, you know, we're doing it, but we don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, wait until you see one with some motivation behind them, who actually want to do, who's been using it, who's maybe it's changed their life somehow. As you said, maybe they got that big Tiger Woods divorce, and then they have to give away $100 million.
Yeah, but all right, it's got to be a better way, man.
Right.
Got to be.
All right, for the free Satoshis today, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. So for the free Satoshis, we discussed the tax policy being presented by U.S. congressmen. What changes, if you were to present your own bill, or if you could help edit the bill, what changes would you want to see the government for regulation-wise, tax-wise, if you want to make it more clear, if you want to make it less clear, and basically make it a safe haven for all cryptocurrencies? Let us know. Push your public address, and we will send those free Satoshis.
All right, as always, people, thanks for watching. Have a happy Monday. The news cycle is slow, but Bitcoin is trying to creep back up a little bit. We'll see what happens this week. And until then, just remember,
oh yeah,
we're not going to take it. Put the hood. There we go. Take it anymore. We're not going to take it anymore, people.
Hey, remember that young rebellious self when you talk about crypto.
All right, cheers.
Have a good one.